Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Grammar Tales. Learn English grammar with Krish. So today we will be starting with the chapter the noun case. Alright. So now you must be thinking, what is this noun case all about? So as we proceed in this lesson, you will be very clear what it is all about. So let us begin. Examine these sentences. So here I will be writing two sentences, and with the help of these two sentences I will explain to you about noun case. Alright, so let's see. This is the sentence number 1. John threw a stone. Right? John threw a stone. Alright. Now number 2. The horse kicked the boy. Fine. Two sentences. What are they? John threw a stone. The second one, the horse kicked the boy. Now let us examine these sentences one by one and we will understand what does the noun case mean. Alright. So, in sentence 1, see, have a look closely. In sentence 1, who is the subject here? You know, in a sentence there are two parts, the subject and the second part is the predicate. Alright, this is so which is the subject here? John. John is the subject of the sentence, isn't it? John is the subject. So if we ask who threw a stone, so the answer to this question will be John threw a stone. John is the subject, isn't it? Who threw a stone? Who threw a stone? Question mark. The answer is John threw a stone. Fine? Isn't it? Now this group of words, threw a stone, this second part, isn't it? This, it contains the verb. It contains a verb through. So from here what is implied, what we can understand is that in a sentence there are two parts, the subject and the predicate. In the predicate part there are two parts again, that will be in the predicate part there will be a verb, through, throw, through, this is all verb, isn't it? Action words. And then there will be an object or an object. So what did John throw? He threw a stone. Throw is the action, it indicates the verb, and stone is the object. What did he throw? He threw a stone. Alright? So John threw a stone. So we can say the predicate contains the verb and the object. Fine? So we can write the noun stone is the object. So in total what can we say? A sentence has a subject, a verb and an object. Alright, the predicate part will contain the verb that will indicate the action of the subject and the object. Okay, in this case John threw a stone. John is the subject, threw, the action, is the verb, and stone is the object. Fine. Now let's go to sentence number 2. So here you see in sentence number 2, the horse kicked the boy. So after we have seen sentence number 1, I think it is clear to you. In sentence number 2, which one will be the subject? The horse is the subject. Kicked will be the verb, isn't it? And who is the object on whom the action has been done? The boy, isn't it? So let's see. the noun horse is the subject. So it is the answer to the question, who kicked the boy? So what will be the answer? The horse, isn't it? The horse. So in this sentence, the horse kicked the boy. The subject is the noun horse is the subject, and it is also the answer to the question, who kicked the boy? The horse. Now let us examine this part. All right. The noun boy is the object. See, the noun horse is the subject and the noun boy is the object, isn't it? So here, when we have written the noun boy is the object, we can also frame a question in this way. Sorry. Whom did the horse kick? Isn't it? Whom did the horse kick? What will be the answer? The boy. Isn't it? So we can ask the question in two ways. Who kicked the boy? The horse. So the horse is the subject here, remember. Isn't it? And if we ask, whom did the horse kick? So we are bringing the object first here, isn't it? Whom. When we say whom, we will have to answer with the object. The object is what? The boy. Isn't it? So there are two ways. Now, when the noun or pronoun is the subject, in this case, alright, if you say the horse is the noun, if we do, suppose in place of horse, if we say it becomes pronoun. Okay, we'll come to that later when we do the pronoun chapter. So in this case, when we say the noun horse, alright, when the noun or pronoun is the subject of a verb, isn't it? Here see, the noun horse is coming, the noun horse here is coming before the verb, isn't it? Horse is preceding the verb. It is coming before the verb. Noun horse is preceding the verb. When the noun or pronoun is the subject of a verb, it is the subject of a verb. In such case, it is said to be the nominative case. Okay, let me write it down, then it will be clear. Say, we can call it rule 1. Alright? When the noun or pronoun is the subject of the verb, what is it? What it becomes? It is said to be in the nominative case. It is said to be in the nominative case. So this is what the case we are talking about here. That is noun case, isn't it? Here I have written noun case. Alright. See the sentence here in the second sentence I have written, the horse kicked the boy. So here the horse is the subject, kicked is the verb. This is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the object, isn't it? So when the noun or pronoun is the subject of the verb, that means it is preceding the verb, isn't it? So in this case, it is said to be the nominative case. Alright? Now, in the second case, what will happen? Rule 2. You remember I had written, whom did the horse kick? The answer was what? The boy. So here the object, isn't it? The boy. So when the noun or pronoun is the object. In this case, it is the boy. So I'm writing it. When the noun or pronoun is the object of the verb, it is said to be in the objective or accusative case. Accusative case. Is it clear? There are two ways here. Means you can how will you determine whether it is a nominative case or an objective case? In the rule 1, when the noun or pronoun is the subject of the verb. Alright, so here see, the horse kicked the boy. Simple sentence. So the subject of the verb is horse, isn't it? So in this case, it is the nominative case. In rule 2, when the noun or pronoun is the object of the verb. What? The second question was what? Whom did the boy kick? Whom did the horse kick? The answer is the boy. So it will come under this second rule. When the noun or pronoun is the object of the verb, it is said to be in the objective or accusative case. Clear? So how do we find the nominative case or the objective or accusative case? To find the nominative case, put the question. We have to put a question, isn't it? Whether it is a nominative case or objective case, what do we have to do? To find whether it is the nominative case, put who or what before the verb. So you see, you can just match and see. So to find the nominative case, put who or what before the verb. So this is the verb threw. So this is the subject, John threw a stone. So if we want to frame a question with who, what will we say in the first one? Who threw a stone? Simple, John threw a stone. Or if you want to ask the question in what, so how will you ask it? What was thrown at John? A stone was thrown at John. So then it becomes what? It becomes an objective case, isn't it? So to find the nominative case, what we do? We put who or what before the verb. Now in case of objective case, how we find, or say accusative case, to find objective or accusative case. Accusative case, put whom. In the first one, what was it? We have to put who or what. In the accusative or objective case, we have to put whom or what. Isn't it? In this case, we did that. Whom did the horse kick? So we found out the accusative or objective case. Whom did the horse kick? The boy. Right? So it's very, very easy. Alright? So another example of accusative case. Alright? Let's see. A noun which comes after a preposition. A noun which comes after a preposition is also said to be in the accusative or objective case. Right, now let's see an example. The book is on the desk. So first let me tell you what is a preposition. You must be knowing, and even if you don't know, in very simple words, preposition are placement words. Alright, like you say in, on, under, over, beside, between. These are placing words, isn't it? So the book, let's come to the example. The book is on the desk. So the noun here, the noun desk, is in the accusative case, governed by the preposition on. Governed by the preposition on. See, this is the preposition. The book is on the desk. So this is the desk is the noun here. The noun desk is in the accusative case, governed by the preposition on. So a noun, what was the definition? What was the condition? In fact, a noun which comes after a preposition is also said to be in the accusative case. So the example given clearly explains the definition, isn't it? So I hope you're clear. We have seen John threw a stone. So when the noun or pronoun is the subject of the verb, isn't it? When the noun will come before the verb, it is a nominative case. When the object precedes the verb, it is an objective or accusative case. When the noun or pronoun is the object of a verb, like whom. Whom did the horse kick? The boy, isn't it? So when the noun or pronoun is the object of a verb, then it is said to be in the objective or accusative case. And in case of a preposition, a noun which comes after a preposition is also said to be in the accusative case. The example I have given here, the book is on. On is a preposition, on the desk, isn't it? So for today, I will not stretch the video further. I just want that you go through it repeatedly, okay? Go through it again and again. It will not harm you in any way. You write it down. You can even take the help of Google and find some more examples and try to make the concept clear in your head. And that way you will be able to learn as well as remember and retain the things better. I hope I'm clear for this session. So in the next class, we will be doing another case, that is the possessive case. Alright, thank you.